You're listening to The Standard Podcast. Eye-opening for your ears.
สวัสดีค่ะโบสาวิตรีนะคะ This is We Need To Talk Podcast Talk Show ภาษาอังกฤษสำหรับคนไทยที่ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษค่ะ Hi you guys, welcome back to We Need To Talk and today we have a special episode in line for you because as you might have heard of this newest Thai animation that is the talk of the town right now, 9 ศาสตรา The Legend of Muaythai. And today we're honored to have the director here with us to talk about this film. สวัสดีค่ะพี่การ
สวัสดีครับ Hi everybody.
Welcome to our show.
Hi, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
And luckily, you know to speak English very well.Yes,
I stayed
luckily for us.
Yeah, for us, we lived in the same city, right?
Yeah, in the same state.
Yeah, same state. So I've been in Los Angeles for 15 years.
Yep.
Then I decided to move back because family is here. And I had an opportunity to make a film. So now I'm here.
What inspired you to make an animation?
Well, when we started off, it's very simple. The company that approached us, they were making animation TV series. But us, X Format, we wanted to do a full feature film because we think that it might be our first and last. So we thought that it's a good time to do something like this. And doing animation, it's something where you create your own intellectual property, so then you can build on for merchandise, for games and, theme parks. So it's like endless, if it does well.
Wait, why did you say first and last? Did you think that this might have been the last film you do also?
Well, I think, it's everything in life. We have to put all the effort into what you want to do. You have to have a goal and then you have to want it as much as you want to breathe. So, we always keep in mind that, we have to put as much as we can. We have to put all the effort, our time to make it the best film possible. And, there's no more chance, so we wanted to create the best film that we could make.
It's like the saying, live every day like it's your last.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Live every day and do everything to the fullest potential and so there's no regret later.
Exactly. That's our motto pretty much in the company. Yes, we would like to make more, but it depends on how far we can push this film and if we can get everyone to come and support, it will have, how do you say it, like will to make some more pretty much.
More inspiration to make more work like this.
Yes, exactly.
And I mean, you guys got a lot of good feedback from the film. I mean, not you guys. We did. Because, I mean, for our listeners, I am a part of this film and I'm super proud of it. I voice Xiao Lan, which is the only girl in this animation, so you can't miss her.
The prettiest one.
The hottest one. She's like the talk of the town. Everyone is saying that everywhere is a runway for Xiao Lan.
Yes.
Because the way she walks, those hips, like she knows how to sway those hips.
She's very, I mean, the feedback's been great. First of all, we want to thank everyone who, spent took time out of their busy day to come out and spend, 2 hours to watch the film. We're very grateful. We want to thank everyone who came out and support because without them, we don't know where we'll be at. And it's, it's been great. If you read through the Facebook comments, the Twitter comments, everyone in the team has been reading it day and night because, it's all the wonderful comments. So we love it. Keep it coming.
And this is X Format Film's first film, like you said.
Yes.
So I know that the budget is huge. It's 230 million baht.
Yes.
I also know that you guys started with 30 million in mind.
Right.
How did 30 million get to 230?
Well, we're not film, we never made a film. We're not filmmakers, so we didn't know what is right and wrong. It's a big learning curve, and we started off because, the company Igloo Studios, Nat and Wing, they proposed to us that to make a feature film was 30 million baht. And once we started trying to sell the film, we found out that the quality of the visuals is not up to standard, and the scripts and the music score. So we had to get more people, recruit more people, the technology, get all the computers and render farms, and to make the quality the standard, and where people internationally can accept the visuals. And once it came out to that, it was around 230 million baht, pretty much.
How far did the original 30 million get you guys?
It like 7 minutes or something like that. It was a big learning curve, because it took a while for us to get the right style. It took us a while to get the right script. After we started developing the script, we had to get a Hollywood screenplay writer. His name is Brian Edward Hill, to come help shape the script to become more pretty much Hollywood. Let's put it that way. And then once we had the visuals, we saw that it's very nice. It looks good. But then Pikai Suti, he says, okay, now for the music, you have to do live orchestra because the picture is so nice. If we use just computer, it's not gonna match, and it's gonna drop the quality of the film. So then we go, all right, so how are we gonna do this? How much we're gonna spend? What we're gonna do? And he said, all right, well, we have to find a composer. So my good friend, his name is Ryan Shore. His the niece of Howard Shore, he did Lord of the Rings, and he did a lot of animation like Star Wars, things like that. And he came and he saw the film, and he was immediately hooked onto the film.
Aww.
So his cost was a lot, but since we know each other, he lowered his cost so that we can put most of it into the orchestra. So then we went to Macedonia to record 90 pieces live symphony orchestra. I think it was the best time. It was the first time that we saw the visuals and the music put together, and it felt very grand. It felt like a real big feature film that we all dreamt of, pretty much.
As an audience, the first time I saw the animation and the score together, it just fits so well, and it gave me goosebumps. And I feel like that money is well spent because it seriously builds the mood for the audience, and it draws you in. And a lot of Thai animation fails to do that. Like when I was watching it, I was mind blown, and I was even talking to Taifun, who voiced Odd, the protagonist of the story, and I was just telling him, like every single character has their own theme song. Like you could, when the monkey comes out, you could feel that that naughtiness, that cute and lively music going, and without trying too hard, and it just draws the audience in. And as an audience, I felt it, and I felt like that was that maybe because I love music, but I feel like that money was well spent, and also with the script doctor also, and you guys got complimented a lot about the script.
Yeah, thank you. Right? I mean, like I said, we try to make it the best possible. We wanted to make sure that it's a film that it's very easy to digest. Everyone can watch it and enjoy it pretty much. And we have to give credit to the script writers, Pinat, Pijo, and Brian Hill, PA. All these guys, they got together and developed a really tight script. Brian Hill, he came and pretty much said, hey, rather than telling this part in 5 minutes, you can tell in 2 minutes. We can make the main guy, Teha Yaksa, the bad guy, scarier. This is how you do it. So he helped shape the script to make it, very finesse. And then, for music, you have to give credit to Pikai and Ryan Shore. They spent hours and hours developing, themes for each character, because in the beginning, we didn't know that you need to have a theme. But then after seeing a bunch of reference where Ryan said, hey, look at Star Wars, Darth Vader walks in, there's a theme song. Indiana Jones, Indy has his own theme song.
Wonder Woman. Her theme song is awesome. I love her theme song.
Exactly. So then when we started developing this, and then they put it together, and Pikai was like, hey, Ryan, this part needs to be more sad. This part needs to be more uplifting. This is the wrong key. This is too Chinese. This is too Indian. So they worked a bunch of hours to make it as what we see in this film.
And Pikai Suti was also there when we did the character voicing along with Piling. And let me tell you, they will not let things go. And I totally appreciate that because they want the best. And we did different takes of different feelings for each dialogue. And they went with the best one that fit with the character and yeah, and you guys had like such an amazing team, and all the animators are Thai,
Yes,
right?
yes. Well, I mean, first off, we have to give credit to, all the actors. We don't want to tell them we don't want to say that they're voice actors. They're actors like Pibo, Typhoon, Pinot, they're all wonderful actors. They put hours into this film, so we have to thank them first. They put so much effort into this film to making the film. If without them, it's not going to be as good as we see today. So they act like crazy. They just don't voice. They first got to actually roll around the studio for hours with Piling.
Tell our audience a little bit about that process, because a lot of people think that voicing and animation, it's just voicing. How is this process different?
So when we did research, we wanted to make sure that we created an animation that is very realistic. We wanted to make sure that the movements are very realistic. So how do we do that? Do we use motion capture or do we use, film? So we decided to go with filming the actors. We wanted to make sure that art and Typhoon is the same character. We wanted to make sure that Pibo and Seolan are the same characters. So when they came in, they thought they were just going to voice and say, speak a couple sentences and be done with it. But, at the end, they had to act. Pibo was running around on the floor, running around, jumping around, so that we can see the movements, the facial expressions, the muscle movements, to make sure that the team, when we go back and animate the characters, it is very realistic.
Yeah, and at the auditions, just like you said, I totally thought I was just gonna voice, but in reality, it was like auditioning for a play.
Yes.
For a stage play, because we actually had to memorize the script and act it out. And like you said, I was rolling on the floor because of the action scene and, dodging the bullets and the ogres and, the yucks and all of those villains. I had to roll on the floor, like literally rolled on the floor. And that was so much fun. And I think as soon as I saw the script, I wanted to be a part of it.
It took her 3 years to finish the film. So to finish the voice, because you had to act first. And then she has to come back and re-record the sound, the voices. So it's a long process too.
Yeah. We started with just, the script. And then we acted it out. And then when it came as like sketches, we voiced it a little bit so that they could see our lips movement, our facial movement. And then when it comes back as an animation, each draft we have to come in and redo the voicing because we wanted it to match and the mood and tone to be right. Now, this question I've always wanted to know because no one had asked you this before. 230 million, was that your limit, or was it like, okay, just go all out, just make the best animation possible? Or were you fixed at 230? Like, please don't exceed that. Or were you like, okay, just go, like whatever?
Well, to be honest, there was no limit. We wanted to make the best film possible. So, but we have to be careful with the money that we're spending. We want to make sure that, all the baht that we put in are going towards the film. So, there was no limit. It went up to 300, but it just ended up at 230, because we felt that, it's good. We had a lot of people saying that we have to stop, because it's like an art, it's like a painting. Like the painter can never be satisfied with the artwork until someone says, hey, that's enough, it's already good, so there was no limit. It was 30, 60, 120, 180, 230, and then we stopped it there. But this hasn't included the marketing costs that we have been put in, so who knows where we're gonna go next.
Was there any point where all of the partners get together and said, hey, this is getting kind of crazy? Because I know you started with 30 and then, but you said, okay, we'll spare it to 60, thinking that, like this is like being really liberal. Like you went twice the original budget.
Right.
And once it exceeds that 60 million mark, what were you guys thinking?
Well, we work as a family. We love each other, and everyone wanted to do this film. All the investors, all the team, everyone wanted to create the best film possible. So when we got together, we kind of sat around kind of like this, and then we're just like, all right, guys, we don't have enough. We got to put more in. and then everyone goes, how much? We need this much more. Okay, let's do it, But, I would have to go and give reasoning, like why? Why are we spending an extra 20 million on live orchestra? Why are we spending an extra 10 million on this machine that we're using? So it needs to have reason. And once we have a reason, a good concrete reason, everyone all agrees, and then we all just chip in some more. I mean, it's a blessing, I think, because we never made a film. We didn't know that there needs to be a budget. We don't even know what a script is, to be honest. So, it's a learning process. We know we need to get sponsors.
Yeah.
So, that's how we ended up at 2:30.
And now you guys actually signed a contract with China.
There's two ways to get into China. The first way is a buyout. So usually a Chinese company would come and buy the rights of the film, and then they would go release it. How much ever they make, they keep the money. But for us, we got it's called revenue sharing. So a revenue sharing is that in China, there's only 34 films that is allowed from outside of China to come in a year. 28 of that is a Hollywood film, and then the other 6 film is international film. So we, from the help of the Minister of Culture of Thailand, they help push the film so that we actually got a quota. So we got a quota to release in China with Bona Film Group. We hope to release it soon. They're planning to release it sometime next month, but we'll see, where we go from there.
And this is partly why you changed the main girl character, Xiao Lan's name too, right?
Yes.
Originally, she was supposed to be Dutch and then named Maya.
Yes.
And you changed to Xiao Lan because you wanted to go to the Chinese market.
Yeah. So our partner, they told us, to make it more, pleasing to the Chinese audience, we have to have one of the main characters to be Chinese. And we agreed with them because, Thailand and China has a very close relationship, like brother and sisters.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, honor that, so we changed, the main lady to be half Thai, half Chinese. She also plays the Guzhen in the movie, so that because when we did a research, we saw that, Guzhen is like the national instrument of China. They even sent a CD of Guzhen out into outer space.
Yeah.
So we thought, to honor, the Chinese culture, we want to have the character play Guzhen with our main character. I don't want to spoil the movie, but to show relationship pretty much. And I think the feedback's been great.
Yeah, it's sexier.
Yeah.
I feel like for some reason when the character is Chinese, it seems more exotic.
Yes. I mean, when we did that, we had most of the design for Maya, so the first draft, quite a lot already. And then we came back and just changed, the style of the ship, the look, the features, and it ended up, the weapons to make it more Chinese. But you had a very hard time to speak the Chinese part, no?
Yes, it's so hard. And you guys wanted it native.
Yes.
Like native tongue speaker, which is impossible for someone at the age of 30 to start from scratch to speak perfect Chinese.
Yes.
But we had to have a tutor. Pretty much I had to repeat after her verbatimly, syllable for syllable. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and I'm glad I had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
But I think we had Chinese lessons prior to the recording section most of the time, and that usually takes a really long time because I couldn't pronounce it perfectly. Because at first, when I did the whole sentence, they would say, "Oh, it sounds like pretty good." But it doesn't sound native.
Right.
And that's so hard. It's like จับฝรั่งมาพูดภาษาไทย at the age of 30, in 2 hours, it's difficult. So repetition is key.
Repetition is key. But she, it turned out great. It sounds great. She sounds very, very native. I thought she was Chinese for a second there.
Okay, so besides China, I know that originally you guys actually made a deal with the U.S.
Yeah, so originally we had a deal. We signed worldwide for worldwide release, and we signed with the company called the Weinstein Company. So
that sounds familiar.
Yeah. I mean, they're a great company. They're a real company. And, to be honest, when we went, we went to Sony, Paramount, Disney. I carried my laptop and, opened my computer and then showed them. And the Weinstein Company was the company that we felt that was like the best fit for us, and, we signed the deal ready for release. We were going to release the same time as Thailand, actually. And then, there was a problem with Mr. Weinstein. So then we had to take our film back because we didn't want to be in all that drama. And now we're just, selling the film again. And we're talking to some other companies. We're just waiting to finalize and see what, they can offer us. And, and our goal is just to help, push this film as far as possible. People can see Nine Satra as much as possible. That's the goal.
So for our audience who aren't familiar with Mr. Weinstein, you could Google #MeToo. and you'll see what we're talking about here. So that's why we actually had to pull the film. I've heard through the grapevine that when you signed with him, there were talks of getting Hollywood celebrities to voice these characters. And these are big A-listers.
Yes.
Who were they?
So in the beginning, when we went to go see Harvey Weinstein, he made us wait for about 4 hours while his team watched the film. And then he called us up and he's like, all right, let's watch it. So he watched 15 minutes and he slammed the table. He's like, I think it's good. I like it. I'm going to take it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, go back home. Come back tomorrow. I'll have the agreement for you. So we came back the next day and he's like, all right, you know who I am. I am Harvey Weinstein. I am God. We're like, okay, cool, man. And it's like, okay, this film looks great, but you need to have, voice talents. You need to have Hollywood actors in this film to make it work. So, he said, all right, I called Channing Tatum. I called Robert De Niro. I had dinner with him yesterday. He saw the trailer. He wants to do it.
Oh my God!
Kristen Stewart is, is working with me right now. Let me call her right now. So he calls her. It's like, hey, I got this movie, animation film, action. I think you're gonna like it. I'll show you the trailer.
Yeah.
And then he hung up the phone. He's like, yeah, okay, these three, they're gonna do it. So we're like, oh crap, like that sounds great. We're all getting very excited, and then we started developing the English script for them, and they saw the film. They saw part of the film, and they loved it. They liked it actually a lot. And then sad to say, we had to terminate the agreement with them, but we're still pushing. There might not be Channing Tatum, it might be Zac Efron. I don't know.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But it's interesting to know like what could have been.
Yes.
Now in China, is it the same process? Are you guys getting actors and actresses to do the voice talent?
Yes. In China with Bona Film, they're gonna help. Kind of bring in the people. To find the right people to voice. It depends on the demographic actually. Depends on where they're going to release the film in China, because China is a big country. So they're waiting to see where we're going to release it exactly, and then they're going to try to get all the right talents for it. Originally we're going to have Angela Baby. For Angela Baby, and then I don't know the main guy yet, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I gotta stay tuned on that.
Yes.
And now I heard that your journey when you went to Hollywood to find, whether it's the distributors or your team to be a part of this project. I heard it was kind of like going door to door, like knocking on everyone's door and to see if they want to be a part of it. Is that true?
True, because we didn't know that, we didn't have an agent. We didn't know that there needs to be like an agent or agency that represents the film. We thought that we could just take the movie and then walk into like a studio and be like, hey, here's my movie, take it.
That's a gutsy move.
Right. So, and we're lucky enough to have friends who know people in this industry.
Right.
So they made some calls, and every time we had an opportunity, we would fly there. And, for example, we went to LA, we went to Paramount. So we met Sherry Lansing. She's the ex-CEO of Paramount. We went to see Sanford Panich. She's the president of Sony Columbia.
And these people just take you right in.
Yeah. I mean, well, they gave us a shot.
That's so nice.
Sherry Lansing said no because she thought we were gonna take money from her.
Oh.
But
What? Why?
Because we didn't know how to pitch. She was the first person we went to go see. So we're like, hey, here's my movie. You like it? It's not done yet. So she's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I don't want to do movies anymore. We're like, oh, we don't want to take your money, But she's like, oh, it's okay. But we went to go see, Sanford. He loved the film. All the producers from DreamWorks, everywhere, all the producers loved the film. They think it's a new style, a new kind of animation and a new way of storytelling. But however, with the big studios, they have so many films, and they have a lot of, I would say, things that they need to do first, right? So, for example, he told me it's like a light switch. It's either yes or no. It's either you hit $100 million up or you don't make any money.
Yeah.
Because to promote in America, you need to spend $20 to $30 million.
Damn.
Yeah. So he says, why would I spend 20 to 30 million on this film? I should spend this on Spider-Man because I know this will make X amount of money for sure.
Yeah.
So we spend money on franchises. So that's why, we felt that Harvey or the Weinstein Company was the best fit for us because they're very good with independent films. They're very good with pushing independent films to win Oscars too.
Yeah.
Because that's one of our dream is to win an Oscar. We think that if we make money here, you make some profit, if we don't get a distributor, we're gonna go and rent cinemas in the States by ourselves and release the film ourselves.
Wow.
Because to get into Oscars, you need to qualify. So you need to release in LA and New York for 1 week.
Oh, is there a timeline where a deadline where you have to do it by?
I believe October, I believe.
Okay.
So our goal is that, whatever we get, we're going to try to, push as far as we can go. We want to, if we can win an Oscar, maybe. I don't know.
Can I go with you if
Of
you guys are
course.
nominated? I want to walk the red carpet.
Of course. I mean, if I could take, we could take all of Thailand, that would be great, to help support. It's good.
Now this one, our producer is curious.
Yes.
Normally in movies or any art form of work, the director or the producers usually put a little part of themselves into the film. Did you guys do any of that?
Well, to tell you the truth, so when we put in the money together, we all had an agreement. If you put in this much, you get a character. If you don't put in this much, you don't get a character. So
I love it.
So my uncle is in there, my dad is in there. Because actually my dad, he was the one who started the structure of the script because he loved reading Chinese novels. So he was like, it needs to be a guy and then practice this special power or something, and then he goes beat the bad guys, and then I would say younger kids were no, we need to go on an adventure, need to meet friends, there needs to be a special, weapon, things like that. So that's how we came up with the structure. But everyone has a little bit of their character in there.
Which characters?
So can I tell you guys? Yeah.
I don't know. Can you? Is it a secret?
So
are you gonna get in trouble?
I don't know. Maybe. But I mean, there's the main character.
Yes.
Is one of my uncle. The dad of the main character, Art, is my dad.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So for example, my dad's name is Kanchanapan. Jamunpan.
Oh.
Yes.
I see.
So we have characters in there. One of my other uncles, he loves flying eagles. So he's Siolan's uncle.
Oh, wait. Did they use his real name?
Nickname.
Okay.
Nickname Tao Choi.
Tao Choi.
That's his nickname.
Yeah.
So we have all the
That's
characters
cool.
in there.
So next film, if I put in I'm just kidding. Maybe I could get a character. bow.
Yeah.
So plain.
Yeah, that was that was like the way to bring all the investors in. You want a character in the movie, put in this much, so
that's cool.
So then everyone was like, oh yeah, I want a character, so I'll put in there. So it was a good first start, and that's how we started raising more funds too. That was like one of the ways. But everyone enjoyed it. Everyone had a great time, and sometimes we spent, the eagle.
Yeah.
When you blew the eagle came down.
Yeah.
That's the most expensive character in the film, actually.
What?
Yes.
Why?
So, my uncle, he has a bunch of eagles and stuff like that. And like we did the same thing with the character when we filmed you, is that we need to film the bird. The bird flying.
Yeah.
But, the team didn't want to go close because they thought they were going to get, bit or something, right?
Yeah.
So we had to get a chicken, and then we started, lifting up the wings and videotaping it and things like that. And it was very hard to make the motion very smooth, And he was, my uncle, he was very particular with okay, it needs to move like this. No, this is the way a hawk moves. It's not an eagle, and the way it sits, so we spent a lot of time on that. And, it showed, it came up on a few scenes, but I think it was worth it. He was very happy with it. He put in extra money to make that film scene. So that was good.
I love it. This is the first time I'm hearing this, so this is great.
Yeah,
this is entertaining.
Yeah, it's whatever they want, We would try to accommodate all the investors pretty much, and sometimes it's like, oh, I need to say this word in the film. You needed to tell Typhoon to say this phrase.
What was it?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
It's a secret one. So we have something like that, and everyone has all their needs pretty much in the film. So
that's cool. That's a great question.
Yeah, I mean that's a great question. Yeah, I love it. It's good.
All right, so this one question is a personal question that I've been dying to know.
Yes.
Why me? Why did you cast me?
Well, when we saw the tape and then when we saw, the effort you put in when you came to cast, we thought that, you were the right person. There was many people who came and cast for this role, but we saw that, how much effort she put in, how much she wants to be a part of the film. She has a lot of passion. We don't look about, the status of how famous you are or how good you can voice or whatever it is, because, we're new, we're beginners also. But, the key is we have passion, and time, that you can put into the film. So all the characters, all the talents who came in and to this film, they all have passion. That's why we chose them, So, people has one of the best work ethics, I would say, in the business. Aww. So whoever, you gotta give props to her.
Thank you. Hopefully I didn't let you guys down. Okay, thank you so much for being here with us today. And for those of you who haven't seen it yet, you still have your chance. Go watch it. Yes, please go watch it. We're in theaters everywhere. So everywhere in Thailand. So please go watch it. People is in there. She's a pretty one. So, make sure you go watch that. And then, and tell us how you feel about it, on Facebook, on Twitter, because, we do read it. On YouTube, people make like reviews and things like we read it. Everyone reads it. So the whole team reads it and we appreciate all the support that everyone has been giving us. And, please tell all your friends and family to go watch this film because it's a good film. And I'm sure that it will be entertaining for everyone. Well, good luck and hopefully we'll break even. Yes, I mean, that's our first goal, is to break even, so that we can make some more films. Yes! Thank you for being here. ขอบคุณมากครับ ขอบคุณมากครับ ถ้ารู้ว่าเพื่อนคนไหนรักภาษาอังกฤษชอบฟังภาษาอังกฤษและเรื่องราวชีวิตที่น่าสนใจของเซเลบหลากหลายโบฝากแชร์เอพิโซดนี้ให้เขาฟังด้วยนะคะ
Binge listen to all of our shows and episodes at thestandard.co/podcast. The Standard Podcast เปิดหูเปิดตาเปิดใจเปิดโลก